My name is Sheryl Moser. I own Wonder Woman Homes, and I grew up in California, where at least that's where I was born. I lived in California till I was 13, and my mom decided to move us to Kansas because I was jumped into a gang at the age of 13 in a junior high school in California, and my mom kind of freaked out and we moved. And so I had a little bit of culture shock when we moved to Kansas because I was a California girl, and now there were wheat fields and things I didn't even know existed, like combines. And so we lived there, and I graduated in Kansas at the age of 17 and moved right back to California because I was that rebel child. And I eventually moved back to the Midwest. I moved to Oklahoma in 1996, and my mom unfortunately was in a car accident and didn't make it, and so I decided that I wanted to move and just be closer to family, and I ended up moving my siblings in with me and being a mom to brothers and sisters, which was quite the challenge. And I found myself needing a job. I had been a manager of a store in a mall at the age of 20 in California, and I had to start all over. And so I will never forget, I did not have a resume, and I hand wrote one watching a 2-year-old, and it was in purple ink. I won't ever forget that because I did get an interview for advertising sales with a publisher, and I asked her during the interview, why did you end up calling me in? And she said, well, if you can write a resume with a 2-year-old underneath your feet in purple ink, you had to be worth meeting. And so I got the job, and within the first year I doubled sales and won a cruise to the Bahamas, and ended up getting married to my husband, who now we just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. So a lot of things happened that year for me, and I sold advertising for a newspaper for 7 years, and it was such a fun job and challenging job, and it was a door-to-door sales, actually. It got me over the fear of meeting new people, and through the process of selling advertising, I got to meet a lot of real estate agents. And I started a buyer's guide for realtors, and it included a lot of different companies, and so I got to meet a lot of agents that worked for different companies. And the one thing that really stuck with me was not all of them were nice. And actually there were more that weren't nice than there were nice. And there was some unprofessionalism and rudeness and just things that I saw and witnessed frustrated me a little bit. And I decided that if they could sell real estate, I could sell real estate because I had a better heart than they did. And so fast forward a few years, after many sales with the newspaper, I decided to get my license and sell real estate. And real estate, just in case you don't know, is commission only. That's a little scary when your husband is a teacher at the time. And he was a football coach, a baseball coach, and he taught science, and was making maybe $30,000 a year, probably not even that. And here his wife tells him she wants to take on a commission-only job and quit the job that she has, actually making a salary. But I just knew that it was my passion, and it was what I was meant to do. It was my calling. And so I studied, and I took the test, and I failed the first time. I'm not a good test taker. I knew the book frontwards and backwards, and it was really difficult for me to pass that test, but I finally did it, and I got my real estate license. I have now been a licensed agent for 15 years, and I still love what I do. I teach classes to new real estate agents, and I train agents, and I also have become a business coach and life coach because my passion is helping people. And a lot of people ask me, why Wonder Woman? Why Wonder Woman Homes? What's the story behind that? So I wanted to let you know. Wonder Woman was my hero when I was a little girl. And, sorry, emotional. I wanted to be her when I grew up. Growing up, we had I say kind of the Barney Fife life for a little bit, and my mom and dad got divorced when I was 7, and that was difficult for me, and things just changed, and Wonder Woman was very popular at that time, and I had the Wonder Woman underoos and the magic lasso and the wristbands that deflected the bullets and the headband, and I knew the song. I would twirl around in circles and say, Wonder Woman. I really wanted to be her. And she was kind of my safe place because everybody needs a hero when they're a kid. Boys have Superman and Batman and all sorts of different heroes. Wonder Woman was my hero. A little funny story about Wonder Woman. I think I liked my magic lasso a little too much when I was a little kid. There were some mean boys in the neighborhood. We happened to have a tree in the front yard, and I liked to tie them to the tree when they were mean and ask them questions and force them to tell the truth. So, kind of a funny story. I had that right-wrong attitude in me even as a little kid. So that's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was my hero. And so fast forward into real estate. I wasn't always Wonder Woman, branded Wonder Woman. When I started real estate, I decided to use the tagline, put your house in my hands today. And my very first real estate card was vertical instead of horizontal because I wanted to be different. I have never been that stay in the box kind of a girl. I wanted to be, I wanted to stand out. So I had a picture taken where I was standing and holding my hand out, and then I had a house superimposed into my hand and used the put your house in my hands today. And I was the first real estate agent to advertise myself instead of homes in Enid, Oklahoma, which is where I started my career. And then as I evolved, I decided that I wanted to start incorporating Wonder Woman into my marketing, which of course I had to get a different logo built, and you don't want copyright infringement issues. So it took a while to work on the plan for Wonder Woman. And so I have a great friend who is a photographer, and he and I were talking one day about what I wanted to do with Wonder Woman. And I had already bought the domain name, wonderwomanhomes.com. And he said, I have an idea, I'll get back with you tomorrow. And he designed the logo, which I have now. And so Wonder Woman Homes was born, and then I decided, well, Wonder Woman's kind of a big deal. I want to be a little bit of a big deal, in my mind at least. And because I have a marketing background, how about we wrap my car? Let's design my car. And so I met with someone who owns a wrap business, advertising, wraps vehicles, wraps boats, and all different sorts of things. And asked them to design a car wrap for me. During the process, I didn't like what they came up with because having that advertising background, I kind of had in my mind what I wanted. And I truly believe white space is your friend. You should not overcrowd anything or people don't get your message. And so I sat down next to the designer, and after 3 or 4 hours, we came up with the wrap on my vehicle now. And that was created, and then I met with someone about a website, and we designed the website wonderwomanhomes.com and tied that together. And so I really love being Wonder Woman. It's my dream. It's my two passions, actually. It's my dream of being a superhero and my passion of selling real estate and helping people, and it just ties it all together. And I'm kind of picky. I want you to do certain things, and because that's what's going to sell your house. So I offer staging, I offer professional photography, and I don't charge that back to the seller. I pay for that, I incorporate that cost, because that is my marketing with you, is that I offer that. So I meet with you, I will walk through your house, I'll give you a list of things that need to be done, so that way we can kind of thin the house out, get some things done that you may not have thought of. It's easy to live in a house and overlook things that need to be done. And then we'll bring the stager in. Then after that's done, we will do professional photography, virtual tour, and then you hit the market. And you never want to hit the market without pictures, because you never get a first impression back on your home. So that's really important. On the buyer's side, I have started a team, and I have 2 buyer's agents, and we work together. We will sit down with you, we will walk you through the home buying process, because especially for first-time home buyers, it can be really confusing. What type of loan do I get? Do I get home inspections? Who pays for what, the seller or the buyer? There's just a lot that goes into buying a home, and even if you buy directly from a builder, I fully believe you need to be represented by a real estate agent, because we have your best interest at heart, and we will take care of you from the minute you start looking till the time you close, and even after close. If you need anything, we are here for you all the time.